The decision. The morning of the engagement party follow-up, an event Derek had insisted on to celebrate with those who couldn't attend the first one, Olivia woke with unexpected clarity. She dressed meticulously in a silver-blue gown that made her dark eyes shine like polished obsidian. Her movements were deliberate, almost ceremonial, as she applied makeup and styled her hair. Derek had left early for a quick meeting, his kiss on her cheek perfunctory. Olivia touched the spot after he left, wondering how someone could be simultaneously so present and so absent. Zoe arrived to help with final preparations, eyeing Olivia with shattered reflections. The string quartet's melody floated through the garden as crystal champagne flutes clinked in celebration. Olivia Chen smoothed the silk of her emerald dress, watching bubbles rise in her untouched drink. This engagement party at the Hamilton Hotel was supposed to be perfect. Derek had insisted on it, despite her preference for something smaller. "To the future, Mr. and Mrs. Wright." Someone called, and Olivia smiled automatically, searching the crowd for her fiancé. She found him near the fountain, his tall frame easy to spot in a charcoal suit. But he wasn't mingling with investors as expected. Instead, Derek was dancing with a woman Olivia had never seen before, a stunning blonde whose crimson dress clung to her curves like it was painted on. The woman whispered something in Derek's ear, and he laughed, that deep, genuine laugh Olivia hadn't heard in weeks. "Who is that?" Olivia murmured. Zoe appeared beside her, cocktail in hand. "Who's who?" "The blonde with Derek. I don't recognize her from the guest list." Zoe squinted. "Neither do I. Want me to do some reconnaissance?" Olivia shook her head. "No, I'll just ask him later." But something cold settled in her stomach as she watched them. Their bodies moved with the familiarity of people who had danced together before. The evening continued, with Olivia playing hostess while Derek networked. He was brilliant at that, charming potential clients for his investment firm, making everyone feel special. It was what had first attracted her 3 years ago when they'd met at a charity gala. His charisma, his ambition that matched her own drive as an architect. Later, as guests began departing, Olivia found Derek at the bar. "Having fun?" she asked lightly. "Always." He kissed her cheek, smelling of expensive cologne and whiskey. "Your parents loved the venue. Good choice." "Who was that woman you were dancing with earlier?" "The blonde?" Derek's expression didn't change. "Vanessa?" "Just a potential client. International portfolio. Very promising." "I don't remember seeing her name on the guest list." "Last-minute addition." He shrugged. "Business never sleeps, Liv." She nodded, but something in his casual dismissal didn't sit right. Derek had been working late more frequently over the past 2 months. Their wedding was only 8 weeks away, and instead of feeling closer, Olivia felt him drifting. That night, as Derek slept beside her, Olivia stared at the ceiling. His phone buzzed on the nightstand, a late text. Normally, she would never look, but something pushed her hand forward. The message preview read, "Tonight was risky, but worth seeing you." Olivia placed the phone down, heart pounding. She slipped out of bed and went to the living room window of their downtown apartment, looking at the city lights below. 3 years together? A shared home? Intertwined lives? Was she imagining problems where none existed? The next morning, Derek kissed her goodbye as usual. "Dinner at Antonio's tonight? I made reservations for 7. "Sure," Olivia said, forcing a smile. "Looking forward to it." But at 6:30, Derek texted, "Emergency with the Singapore account. Rain check on dinner?" Olivia stared at the message, then called Zoe. "Can you meet me at Blackbird Cafe in 20? At the cafe, Zoe listened as Olivia shared her concerns. "Maybe there's an innocent explanation," Zoe offered, but her expression was skeptical. "Maybe." Olivia twisted her engagement ring, a 3-carat diamond that sometimes felt more like Derek's statement than a symbol of their love. "But I need to know for sure before the wedding. I won't start a marriage on shaky ground." "What will you do?" Zoe asked. Olivia looked out the window, watching couples stroll hand in hand in the early evening light. "I'll find out who Vanessa is, and then I'll decide what happens next." As they left the cafe, they bumped into Lucas Foster, Olivia's colleague from the architecture firm and longtime friend. "Liv, hey," he said, his warm brown eyes lighting up. "I missed you at the office today. Taking some personal time," she explained. "Everything okay with the wedding plans?" He'd always been perceptive. "Just some details to iron out," Olivia said, not ready to voice her doubts. Lucas nodded, though his gaze lingered with concern. "Well, I'm around if you need anything, even just someone to talk to." As he walked away, Zoe nudged her. "Lucas has always been there for you, hasn't he?" "He's a good friend," Olivia said automatically. "Maybe more than that," Zoe suggested. "He looks at you like you're the blueprint to something beautiful." Olivia shook her head. "I'm engaged, Zoe. To a man who might be lying to you." The words hung between them as Olivia watched Lucas disappear around the corner, his familiar silhouette somehow more solid and real than the future she'd been planning with Derek. "One problem at a time," Olivia whispered. Clutching her purse where Derek's latest credit card statement rested, the one showing dinner reservations for 2 at hotels where he'd claimed to be having business meetings alone. Tonight she would start unraveling the truth, no matter how painful it might be. Whispered revelations. The investigation began with a simple search. Olivia sat cross-legged on her living room floor, laptop balanced on her knees, while Derek attended what he called an unavoidable client dinner. The credit card statements formed a paper trail: intimate dinners for 2, a weekend getaway to Lake Geneva when he'd claimed to be at a conference, a jewelry purchase from Tiffany that Olivia had never received. Her phone buzzed with a text from Zoe. "Any updates?" Olivia replied, "Following the money. It never lies." The next logical step made her stomach twist, but she had to know. Derek's laptop password was their anniversary, so predictable for someone who managed millions in investments. His emails revealed nothing, but then Olivia noticed the folder labeled Personal Projects buried in his documents. Inside were photos, Derek and Vanessa in various locations: Paris, Santorini, places he'd visited on business trips. The timestamps told a story spanning 18 months. Their relationship predated even the engagement. Olivia closed the laptop, a strange calm replacing her initial shock. This wasn't just an affair, it was a parallel life. Her phone rang. Lucas. "Hey, I know it's late," he said when she answered, "but I found your notebook at the office, the one with the wedding venue sketches." "Oh," Olivia said, her voice hollow. "I'd forgotten about those. Are you okay? You sound different." Olivia hesitated. "Actually, no, I'm not okay." 30 minutes later, Lucas arrived with coffee and concerned eyes. She showed him everything she'd discovered, speaking with detached precision like she was presenting an architectural problem rather than the collapse of her relationship. Lucas listened without interruption, then said, "What do you need, Liv?" "I need to understand why," she whispered. "And then I need to decide what happens next." "Whatever you choose. You're not alone." His hand hovered near hers, but didn't touch. It was a gesture of respect that Derek, with all his grand romantic pronouncements, had never truly shown her. The next day, Olivia followed Derek to lunch, watching from across the street as he met Vanessa at an upscale restaurant. They didn't touch in public, too careful for that, but their body language spoke of intimate familiarity. Olivia took photos with her phone, feeling like a stranger in her own life. That evening when Derek returned home, she asked casually, "How was your meeting with the Hendersons?" "Productive," Derek replied without hesitation. "Their portfolio needs restructuring, but I think we've found a good approach." The lie flowed so easily it made Olivia wonder how many others she had believed. She smiled, kissed his cheek, and went to take a shower where the running water could mask her tears. Later, as Derek slept, she texted Lucas, "I need your help planning something." His reply was immediate. "Anything you need." 2 days later, they met at a quiet cafe far from anyone who might know them. Lucas brought draft papers from his cousin who practiced family law. "Are you sure about this?" he asked, sliding the folder across the table. Olivia nodded. "The engagement party follow-up is in 3 days. Everyone will be there. It's the perfect opportunity. This isn't about public humiliation, is it? Lucas's voice held concern. That's not the Olivia I know. She reached for his hand, the first time she'd initiated contact since discovering the truth. It's about reclaiming my dignity and making sure I never look back with regret. Lucas turned his palm up, gently closing his fingers around hers. Then I'm with you. Whatever you need. That brief touch carried a current of something Olivia had long ignored, a connection that had always been there, patient and undemanding. Lucas had been her friend since architecture school, always supportive, never pushing for more. Now she found herself wondering what might have been if she'd noticed him sooner. As they parted ways, Lucas said, "Remember, you deserve someone who chooses you every day, not just when it's convenient." Olivia watched him walk away, realizing that for years he had been doing exactly that. New beginnings. 3 months later, Olivia stood on the balcony of her new apartment, watching the sunrise paint the skyline in gold and pink. Her phone buzzed with morning messages, work colleagues confirming a client meeting, Zoe checking in, and Lucas asking if she wanted to get coffee before heading to the office. The last one made her smile. After the infamous party, Lucas had been careful not to rush her, respecting the space she needed to process everything. Their relationship had evolved gradually. Coffee became lunch, lunch became dinner, and slowly, the foundation of their long-time friendship transformed into something deeper. Olivia texted back, "Coffee sounds perfect. Meet you at Marlowe's in 30?" She chose a crimson blouse and charcoal pencil skirt, catching herself in the mirror and noting how different she looked now. Not just in style, but in the confidence that radiated from her posture, her eyes. The woman who had desperately clung to a broken engagement was gone. At the cafe, Lucas waited with her favorite latte. Their fingers brushed as he handed it to her, the simple contact still sending a pleasant warmth through her. "The Hamilton project presentation is today," he reminded her. "Nervous?" Olivia shook her head. "Not at all. The design is solid, innovative but practical. The client is gonna love it." "That's what I admire about you," Lucas said, his eyes crinkling with warmth. "Your resilience. Most people would have been derailed by what happened, but you channeled everything into your work." "Not just my work," Olivia admitted, reaching across the table to take his hand. "Having you there made a difference. You never pushed, never made me feel like I needed to be anything other than exactly who I am." Lucas's thumb traced circles on her palm. "I've always seen you, Liv, even when you were with him." They walked to the office together, discussing design modifications for an upcoming project. This was what Olivia cherished most. How seamlessly they balanced the personal and professional, each strengthening the other rather than competing for prominence. That evening, after a successful presentation that secured their firm a prestigious contract, they celebrated on the rooftop of Lucas's apartment building. The same city lights that had witnessed Olivia's heartbreak now illuminated a different story. "I have something for you," Lucas said, producing a small gift box. "Not what you think," he added quickly, seeing her momentary hesitation. "Open it." Inside was a delicate silver compass pendant. "You found your true north," Lucas explained. "This is to remind you that no matter what happens, you always know which way to go." Olivia blinked back unexpected tears. "Help me put it on." As Lucas fastened the necklace, his fingers warm against her skin, Olivia realized how different this felt from every gift Derek had given her. Those had been statements of possession, expensive declarations of what he could provide. This was a celebration of who she already was. "I'm falling in love with you," she said quietly, the words emerging with surprising ease. "I think maybe I started years ago and just didn't recognize it." Lucas's smile was tender as he tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. "I've been in love with you since the day you corrected Professor Hansen's structural analysis in front of the entire class. I just never thought I'd get the chance to tell you." Their kiss was unhurried, a conversation without words that acknowledged the long path that had brought them to this moment. When they finally separated, Olivia rested her forehead against his. Sometimes I wonder if I should thank Derek, she murmured. If not for his betrayal, I might never have seen what was right in front of me all along. Don't give him that much credit, Lucas said with a soft laugh. We would have found our way here eventually. Some connections are just inevitable. Below them, the city continued its endless rhythm. People finding and losing and finding each other again, stories beginning and ending and transforming. But here, on this rooftop, Olivia felt the rare certainty that comes from choosing the right path for the right reasons. To new beginnings, she whispered, echoing the toast she had made the night she had reclaimed her life. And to the truth that made them possible, Lucas added, drawing her close as the evening stars emerged above them, witnesses to a love that had been hiding in plain sight all along.